Okay. Many of the people who've heard me either here or at the Mayapack Writers Group or others have heard me talk about the Donahue family. A good friend named Chick Donahue wrote a bestseller book called The Greatest Beer Run Ever that detailed him delivering beer to people from the neighborhood in Vietnam during the combat and getting caught in the Tet Offensive and everything. And his younger brother, Robert Donahue, just passed away, who was a very good poet and was on many writers' groups. So I'm going to read something that I wrote about in about 2008 about Chicky, and then I'm going to read my most current. When Chicky comes marching home again, based on the essay Chicky Goes to War, a Newman book. The Marine, Private John Charles Donahue, was home from Paris Island, and the crowd was all where we belonged at that stage of our lives, in the Broadstone. But there was sadness along with the joy because Private Donahue was now going to Okinawa. Okinawa! But like MacArthur, Chick rose up on the stool and roared, "I shall return," and took off a dog tag on a chain and handed it to him with his best bartender, Pat Gallagher. Pat always remembered what you drank, and after the third one, there was always a knock on the bar. "This one's on me, Mac," and he never left after a buyback. Anyway, Pat takes the chain and fastens the dog tag to the big gold chain holding a large clock over the bar, and there it will stay until Chicky comes marching home again. Often over the next 18 months, someone will point to the chain or offer a toast to Chicky defending us in Okinawa. Okinawa! And then it happened, like MacArthur or John Wayne, Chick is delivered back to us and is off to the stone. Pat buys a few rounds for the bar. Chick reclaims the dog tag. The beer flows, and there is much good cheer and singing. After many hours, I take my leave. This has been a joyous occasion. The dog tag has been reclaimed, and Chick has come marching home. It's a pity I didn't stay longer to see our hero get into a fight by the pinball machine, hit the other miscreant over the head with the iron puck, and get brought from the joint. Drum roll, please. And the legend began to grow. And now Chick, the high school dropout, is usually the only one in the room with a master's from Harvard. And then I was at something last Saturday. The Donahues say goodbye. Scads of Donahues gathered in Cold Spring, New York, yesterday to say goodbye to the first of the 6 children born in Inwood, New York City, to leave the mortal plane. Bobby, the youngest of the 3 boys and a gifted writer, was the first to die, and his widow brought the ashes to join his remains with those the first of his ancestors on the shores hundreds of years ago. Health problems of 2 of the 3 girls prohibited them from joining their siblings at the memorial. But the 3 other children, Bill, John, aka Chicky, and Christine, were in attendance, as were later generations of the clan. And the assembling of those from Massachusetts, Florida, and Colorado added joy to the sadness of the occasion. I suspect that each of those present are left with a deeper understanding of the history, strength, and faith of this Irish immigrant clan that became an American success story. I thank you for putting up with me.